In this video, I'm gonna take you back 3 years to our second video and show you a huge mess that we just took care of. So stay tuned. I'm just trying to get everything ready, make sure I'm not missing anything. I've got my backpack. I've got these hair cutters because some of my patients, I think, are starting to think I'm a Neanderthal. Making some coffee. Look at how thick that honey is. It's pretty cold in here. I don't normally drink honey in my coffee though. And I happen to be in the bachelor pad living space, not the family living space. So this is like the frontier outpost, I mean, for now. I've got my dirty scrubs and my backpack with everything in it. I think that's all I need pretty much. It's cold out here. It's about 20 in the 20s. I don't know how cold it is. I know these cows are hungry. It's been, I try to throw them hay every single calendar day, but it's been 36 hours since I threw them hay, but I gave them a lot of extra hay. So I'm just getting them a bale first thing this morning. This one will go down here, and then the others I'm gonna throw up here. It's been raining so much. This just turned to muck. This area is okay, but it's getting a little muddy. The thing that takes longest about feeding these animals every morning is giving the cow her alfalfa, because it takes like 20 minutes for her to eat it. I'm pushing a little bit to feed her right now. Watching her weight. It's just good to have the roughage in before you give her a bunch of alfalfa. You basically don't want her eating a bunch of alfalfa on an empty stomach, so to speak. I've been working a ton. This is my weekend, so today and tomorrow will be this span where I feed extra bales. I'm giving them 4 bales this morning to last them through this tomorrow evening, so everyone gets extra hay, so I can have a little weekend with the family. I told y'all in a video recently, basically what we're doing is I'm working hard to try to catch up financially a little bit right now. So it's like full-time nursing hours for the past 2 weeks. And then I've also done an extra 8-hour day of framing, working on a framing crew with friends both weeks. So it's not that many days of work, but it's a lot of hours. So it's just been a long 2 weeks. But I'm holding up under it. It's kind of nose to the grindstone. I kind of like it, actually. It's good. It's shifting. I'm shifting gears like into productivity mode, and knowing that it's gonna be like this, maybe with some little respite here and there, but it's gonna be like this through Christmas. Between working extra, keeping our budget how it needs to be, and then working on the house. It's gonna be basically long weeks from now till Christmas. So that's what I'm just kind of preparing myself for mentally, emotionally. This is gonna be a long push. It's like running a marathon. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Next it's time to feed the cow her alfalfa, and I'm actually giving her some grain. We are pragmatists. This cow is getting grain because she dropped a lot of weight. The cat got into the compost for the pigs, but I hate that they always do that. It's like they'd rather eat half-rotten bananas and salad than cat food. The last time I filmed this process, letting the cow out, it was a little bit dicey because the bull and the steer wanted to come out as well, but you know, cows are great about routine. I've got your grain for you, let's go. They get the routine. You do this 5 times, and I've been doing this every single day to get her alfalfa. I'll show her this bucket, and she'll come right down, I think. Come on, let's go. Okay, while I wait on her, we'll get this car started because it's nice to let that window defrost a little bit. Bring the compost to the pigs. There you go, piggies. And those pigs already had just 2 scoops. Man, these pigs, these American guinea hogs, 2 scoops a day, 2 huge hogs. Those guys are getting big in there. I need to butcher them here in the next month. I think the American Guinea Hog is actually the answer to this question I had. So when I was 22, I raised my first hogs. It's actually how I met Brie. I always had this ideal of raising hogs. You know, this is the idea. It's like the garbage disposal, and people would raise their pigs on their extra food and their skim milk or their whey. After I raised these 2 hogs, I said, how is that even possible? Like, these things, they eat just huge amounts of highly concentrated feed. But I said, how could you possibly keep up with feeding an animal like this with food scraps? And that's where the American Guinea Hog comes in. It's like, guys, these pigs grow in slow motion. They do not grow to 300 pounds in 6 or 7 months. If you want to raise a hog like the American Guinea Hog, or one of these slower growing, fattier pigs, that's to me the really biggest reason you might consider it, is if you want to raise them on a small amount of concentrated feed and then your food scraps every day. And that's where they do really well. Okay, so I did something I shouldn't have done. I didn't film something that's actually really cool. I have these steps before I actually start in the house. One of them was cleaning out underneath the house. It's not totally done. Underneath the house, in this root cellar, there were 1,000 jars of food. Turns out there was actually well over 1,000 jars. I'll take you back to that video for a second and just cut back and show you what I'm talking about. This is like our second or third video. Bam, here we go.
So I'm gonna take you under the house and show you this food. This is just amazing to me. Let's go down there and see it. Look at this. Food, food, food. All the way up and down. Just look at this place. It's just completely crammed, shelf after shelf after shelf with food. Now all this will have to be thrown out. I have opened some of the jars and they actually smelled fine. Some of them are obviously bad. I'm not gonna eat any of it though. That's too risky and it's kind of gross. Here's pickles in a pickle jar from the grocery store. I don't think you're supposed to do that. Here's a star mason jar. I'm not sure what this one is. I think it's grapes maybe? Here's one that's obviously bad. It doesn't even have a lid on it.
I can't tell you how many times people in the comments have said, have you gotten that food out of the root cellar yet? The big news is it's gone. Most of them were thrown into the dumpster. I hate to say that, but man, I spent part of 2 days working on pulling jars and removing the rings and the lids, and I couldn't get most of the rings off. I broke jars taking rims off. A lot of the rims are rusted from the moisture down here. And I finally just said, you know what, that is not happening. So I have saved a handful of jars. Yeah, I don't think you can see in here. It's too dark, but so these shelves are now covered with mold. I mean, not that much, but there's mold all through here. These shelves I'm gonna tear out. I kind of hate to do that, but they're empty. To me, it's a huge accomplishment to finish prepping this space here before I actually got upstairs. I need to tear out the shelves all the way around. And then after that, there's basically nothing down here. And this will be our root cellar. We may have to squeeze part of our mechanical, like our HVAC system, into maybe that end with a hot water heater. But the majority of this space is still gonna be a root cellar. And I think I can pull this off. I haven't figured out the framing on it yet, but I want to put access from the kitchen through a trapdoor in the floor, like a sealed trapdoor, into the root cellar. So you can literally pop the kitchen trapdoor floor trapdoor, walk downstairs and be in the root cellar. And this would be a dry root cellar. Cow's done with hers, and she's gonna go straight in there because ooh, don't trip on that fence, please. Don't catch it. All right, let's go. Step in. Okay, good. I've got this pasture open to the back where they can get up to the creek, and there's running water back there. This is like half full. Oh, cold hand. Okay, I've left the house now. Everything's done, all the animals are fed. And we're on the way to the holler where my family is. I just want to get on and say thank you so much for supporting us in this. This has been a very stressful time in our lives, and you guys have been awesome and supportive with our inconsistent posting, with our kind of unusual off-topic videos. I just want to say thank you for supporting us in this time, and we'll see you in a video coming soon. Okay, goodbye.